Guys, we have a new king of the featherweight division, and his name is Ilia Topuria. He just knocked out Alexander Volkanovski in the second round at UFC 298, and it was crazy. Here's what I'll say. I've told people from the beginning, and you can go back and check my YouTube short that I released earlier this morning. Ilia Topuria is going to win this fight. The skills to me showed that he had the ability to win the fight. Obviously, some of these fights are crapshoots, especially when it's at this high level. But one thing that I did not like and why I sided with Topuria was because I felt like Volkanovski should have came back sometime in the spring. There was no reason to rush back within 4 months after your first KO loss. I don't care if you just got off the couch to fight Islam Makhachev and you want to get that back. And I understand all the mental stuff he was talking about, but somebody should have gotten his ear and said, dude, take some time and come back when you are ready. Don't just come back because of habit. He came back because of habit, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. You gotta think about it. Dude got KO'd by Islam Makhachev, and then he has a fight scheduled. He had already had a fight scheduled in January. He pushed it back 1 month. So he probably rested for about a month or so, and then he was back in the gym getting ready for Ilia again, or getting ready for Ilia, right? That's not enough time. That's your first KO. At least give yourself 6 months to come back, recovered, rejuvenated, and ready to go, and make sure the cobwebs are clear. Especially going into a fight with a guy with a knockout threat and a finishing threat like Ilia Topuria. It makes no sense to me. But that's the way this fight game is. Guys are, these guys are risk takers. Their risk management is not the same of us everyday people. They assess risk completely different. And, things like this can happen, but also things, can happen for the better as well. And that part I do understand. But I think that against this opponent, and here's the funny thing about it. People talk about Ilia Topuria being cocky, confident. They try to call him the McGregor. Guys, listen. Just because somebody's confident and cocky does not mean that they're McGregor. Now, I know that there's some similarities, so what and so forth. But, dude was speaking with substance the entire time. He was speaking with substance the entire time. It's going to look great now that we have hindsight. But all of these people were calling him delusional. All of these people saying he was overlooking Volkanovski. I was listening to the UFC, or I was listening to the preview show with Michael Bisping, Nick, and the other guy. And I think Bisping was making a case that Ilia Topuria is overlooking or underestimating Volk because of the fight he just had with Islam. No. You can make the case that Volkanovski was overlooking Topuria because he took this fight so quick after he just got KO'd. That's the case you can make, not the other way around. So don't mistake somebody's confidence and their arrogance or whatever you want to call it, somebody believing in themselves. That's not somebody's underestimating somebody. That's not the case. That's not the case. Listen, I don't think Volk should get a rematch, not right away. It was clear to me. You could see Ilia getting closer as the fight went on. Volk was throwing the lead leg kicks to the body, to the leg, to the head. And they were working fine, but you could see Ilia just getting timing better and better and better and better and better. And then you could just see as the fight went along, as he tried to put more combinations together, he was just having a little bit success, a little bit more success, a little bit more success. I could just feel it, in my opinion, after the first round. In my mind, I was like, yeah, he's going to knock Volk out. Listen, maybe not knock out, but in my mind, I was like, he's going to hurt him bad because Volk is just going straight back with his head in the air. Dude, you're going to get hit on this level. You could see in that first round that I think even Volk realized, like, oh, this dude's good. Did you see how he was beating up Volk's lead leg? That dude's good. So, listen, I think Ilia Topuria is the real deal. I think his call out of Conor McGregor is stupid. I like the guy. I don't think that everything he's doing is the smartest thing to do. Conor's not going to fight you. Conor's not fighting at 55, dude. dude is talking about fighting at 85 and 70. Like, come on. You're not fighting Conor next. I appreciate the ambition, but let's be realistic about who the next opponent is. In my opinion, if Max Holloway beats Justin Gaethje, I know that's in a different weight class, but if Max Holloway beats Justin Gaethje, I think that's a great fight for Topuria next, because he can really, you can sell this fight on, oh, he took out one featherweight GOAT, let's take out another one, right? Another one that's still in his prime, right? So I think that is a really good opportunity for him. You could look at the winner of Brian Ortega and Yair Rodriguez, but I don't really like that based on, you know, what Yair just got smoked by Volk before this, and Ortega's been just in a weird situation, not fighting frequently and things like that. I think Max Holloway's the guy, if I'm being completely honest. They need to line that fight up. To run through some of the other bits on the card, I think Robert Whittaker, Paulo Costa was a great fight. It was incredible. I really liked it. Rob showed us that he's still him. He showed us that he is still that dude. He is still that dude. I think Paulo Costa, he has nothing to be ashamed of in that fight. I think he did a lot of good things. But I think he gassed out a little bit in the third. His activity wasn't bad. He has to do something about that league leg, damage that he was taking. I think that was something that ailed him throughout the fight. And yeah, I think good for Robert Whittaker. It'll be interesting to see what the next fight should be. I think it should be Sean Strickland. I think that'll be a really good fight. I'd like to see that one. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are still here, by the way. Also, looking at the fight before that, Jeff Neal, Ian Garrett. Listen, I don't agree with those 30-27 scorecards. I did not want Ian Garrett to win. That was the one fight on the main card that I got wrong. Yeah, I did. Wait, actually, no, I didn't get that one wrong. I got the co-main event wrong, actually. But I didn't want Ian Garry to win the fight, if I'm being completely honest. I just can't stand him. I liked him a lot in the beginning, but, like, over the last, 9 months, I'm just like, dude, like, why did you just turn complete heel? Like, he's kind of a joke. But, hey, good performance, I think, from him. I think he did. The fight wasn't great, but I think he did what he needed to do to win the fight. And I scored the fight for him 29-28. The 30-27s to me is a joke. But, this is MMA. And then the other relevant fight, Merab versus Henry Cejudo. Here's the thing about Henry Cejudo. He had a foot out the door already, and I think we've seen that. And I think Merab ushered him out. If you look at that first round, I think Henry showed when he had stamina and he had the fight in him, that he was a better fighter. I think he is. I think he's at his best. He's probably better than Merab. He probably beat Merab, but Merab is a machine and he's never going to stop. He's going to continue creating problems, and you're going to have an answer for that equation. And Henry did not have an answer for all of the equations that Merab was throwing at him. And that pressure and that pace is going to weigh on him. And one thing that I like about Cejudo, and I've always liked about Cejudo, is that he has a competitive spirit that's uncommon. And I think that's why he's had all of the success with the gold medals and the double champ status and all of that stuff. He has a competitiveness that is uncommon, and I think he was common today. The other fight, Anthony Hernandez, good win. That was nice, but not a lot of deep storylines behind that one. But the UFC 298 was a success. I really think that main card was excellent. Shout out to Ilia Topuria as the new champion. I will see you guys next UFC fight card. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Peace.